Okay, so I'm not giving it away on the thumbnail this time, but I want you guys to pick which is the high-end side and which is the drugstore side. I've got two different sides going here with some high-end products and some drugstore products. So I want you to choose before we start getting into this tutorial. Hi everyone, welcome to another video. So these ones are really fun to do. I love doing these type of videos because they are dupe videos. Basically, what dupes are is products that are more affordable. Usually I'm going to say drugstore, and sometimes they can even be a little bit better quality, in my opinion, than higher end products. So I think I have found some really good ones this time. I'm actually really super excited for a couple of these. I'm always constantly testing out products to see whether they are considered a dupe. As we also like to phrase it, alternatives. So some of these I'm going to say are alternatives to the higher end. Maybe they are a different texture, a formulation. Maybe the shade isn't exactly the same, but the formulation will be quite similar. So that's how I usually gauge all of my, I'm going to say, my dupes. And I don't put these out a lot because it does take me some time to figure out which ones I want to show to you guys. And I'm going to say I haven't seen a lot of content creators using some of these same products. So hopefully these are new for you. So we're just going to jump right into it. So the first product I'm going to show you is some foundation. So we're going to go head to head with my Laura Mercier. This is the Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. I have this one in the shade 1C2 Chiffon. So as you can appreciate, Laura Mercier, that's an expensive brand, right? It was funny. I was actually putting on makeup one morning with this product. I was putting it on and I'm like, oh, I think I have a dupe for this. So quickly I went and I put it on the other side and I was like, oh my goodness, this really is a dupe. So there's the Laura Mercier. Okay, so it's not an overly runny foundation. What I have to do with the drugstore version, though, is I have to combine two shades. Dupe I found for you guys is the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. So this one is number 13, which is fair neutral, and 25, light neutral. But the magic happens when I combine them. So I'm just going to put these guys side by side. What I will say is the e.l.f. is a little bit of a thicker formula. All right, so we'll start rubbing in. This is the Laura Mercier. Now this does give, don't get me wrong, this is a beautiful foundation. Very silky soft on the skin. It does leave like a nice satiny finish. So look at that luminosity. It is really gorgeous. Now I'll use my other finger. Actually, I'm going to use this finger so I'm not, it doesn't look like I'm flipping you the bird. And we'll start rubbing this one in. Now see how beautiful this one is as well. Look at that silky, satiny finish. Now the shade isn't exact, like I said, the shades are a little bit off, but look at how beautiful they both look on the skin. Can you see that satiny finish? Gorgeous luminosity. I'll let you guys know right now which side is side because I'm going to put some B-roll in for you and you're going to figure it out. So this side is my high-end side and this side is the drugstore side. All right, so as you're watching the B-roll of applying both products, I'll give you a little bit of information about each product. So with the Laura Mercier, you're going to get a natural finish. It's long wearing. It gives medium coverage, but you can build that up. They both, I will say, both of them feel very weightless on the skin. It really does feel like I'm not wearing anything at all. In my opinion, both of them give a little bit of a blurring effect. And then what you have with the e.l.f. is it's also a medium buildable coverage with a satin finish. What I've discovered about this product is it never looks cakey on my skin. Neither foundation settles into my fine lines. They both have quite a shade range. So very inclusive for all skin tones. But the e.l.f. is just so much more affordable. I'll come a little bit closer. I'll show you right here. So when I'm looking in the mirror, right here when I was saying that, it gives me a little bit of a blurring effect right where my largest pores are, usually just in this area here. I will say for the Laura Mercier gives me just a tiny bit more of a glow, right? You can kind of see here, I'm just kind of glowing a little bit more on this side than this side, but they both give just that really beautiful satiny look to the skin. And like I was saying, I've had this on for like a few hours now, neither one of them are settling into my fine lines. And they both look beautiful. Like, I will say, they just look so beautiful on the skin. But if you're looking to save some serious coin, because the Laura Mercier, this one retails for $71. That's Canadian dollars, so it's a little bit cheaper in the States. But the e.l.f. retails for under $10 Canadian dollars. I think this one was the most exciting one that I have for the dupes because that is a huge savings. Okay, so next we are jumping into concealer. And I think I found a great alternative for you guys. So on the high-end side, I'm wearing the Laura Mercier, and I'm not trying to pick on Laura Mercier today. It's just the products that I happen to go through. So this is the Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Concealer. I have this one in the shade 1N1. And for the dupe, we're going in with the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. They are two totally different application methods. So one has a wand and one has a pump. Now the shade is not going to be exact because this is beige and the Laura Mercier is a little bit lighter. Come a little closer for you guys. Okay, so here is the Laura Mercier. You can see how hydrating it looks. It really does it feels like it has a little bit of a serum in it as well. And then for the NYX, just going to rub that in right beside it. And see how luminous that looks as well, because this actually does say it's a serum mixed in with the concealer. But both of these look really nice and hydrated under the eye. I will say, the Laura Mercier is giving me maybe just a tiny bit more hydration under the eye. Now, I did not apply any other products under my eyes today other than my eye cream. I didn't use a color corrector, any sort of primer, nothing like that. I just wanted to show you the true formulas. For coverage, I don't know, what do you guys think? I think they both are giving me some decent coverage. And that was something, that was something I forgot to mention with the foundation, is I used two different foundation brushes. I went in with on the one side, the high-end side, I went in with the BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. And on the drugstore side, I went in with the BK Beauty 106 brush. But that's also a foundation brush. I always try to separate the brushes. So on the high-end side, I went in with the Angie Hot and Flashy, the A506 concealer brush, and I applied it that way. And then on the dupe side, I went in with the Alter Ego 101 concealer brush. Because I also like to show brushes that are I'm going to say dupes as well. So if I'm comparing both sides for coverage, the Laura Mercier is giving me just a tiny bit more coverage than the NYX, but I think the cost really outweighs any sort of negatives. The Laura Mercier is $45 Canadian and the NYX is under $15 Canadian. So that is quite a cost savings. All right, so the eyeshadow that I have for you today really blew me away because this is a really big cost savings as well. So on the high-end side, I went in with the Lancome. This is the Liquid Eye Blusher, but it's the shade that I'm looking for. It's the Desert Sand shade. Now it does come as a wand. This is a great, a one and done type of eyeshadow. This particular shade I like because it has a bit of a shift to it. So that's it there. You can kind of see it when I go like that. It does have a shift. So that's what I have on over here. Now the dupe for you guys is the Covergirl Clean Eye Color, but I have the shade Bronze Glow. And what is different about this one is this is a stick. Now the Covergirl is going to be just a tad darker, but can you see it also has that same shift to it? They both have very creamy formulas. I applied them the same way, so I put the product onto my eyelid and then I used a brush to blend it in. You can use your finger if you want to do it that way. They both blend in really easily. If I'm looking at both of them, the Lancome, so this one here, has just a little bit more of a shimmer to it compared to the Covergirl. But again, huge cost savings. So the Lancome is retailing for anywhere between $30 and $40 depending on where you are buying it. And then the Covergirl retails for about $10 Canadian if you can get it on sale. I think it can go up to about $15, but a lot of places just have it on sale. They both give you time to work with them. They don't immediately dry down. You do have time to blend them out. They both stay on a long time, very long lasting. And I just look the shade is just amazing. I can't believe that they're two different products. Now there is an eyeshadow palette that I want to throw in here as an honorable mention because I think it's discontinued, but I have often compared it when I'm wearing it to a very, very affordable drugstore version of this. So what I'm talking about is the Dior. This is the Warm Neutral 001 Warm Neutrals. Like I said, I can't find this one anymore, but as you know, most Dior palettes are quite expensive. This one, back in the when I purchased it, I think it was around $70. I think they kind of are around $70 Canadian. Quite expensive. What I'm going to compare it to, in all fairness, I'm only choosing 4 shades from here because the little eyeshadow palette that I'm going to show you only has 4 shades in it. But I was able to pick a shade from each one of these and compare it to this little e.l.f. bite-sized palette. This is the Cream and Sugar little eyeshadow palette. So I'll show you which shades I used, and I did swatch them onto my arm. So I'll show you which ones are which. So the ones I'm going to compare are this one right here. This is a shimmer beige. I'm going in with this one right here, which is a matte nude. I'm going in with this center one here, which is a shimmer copper. And then the one down at the very bottom here is a matte, it's a charcoal shade. So those are the 4 shades that I'm going to swatch and are comparable to all 4 of these little mini bite size. I'll use my awesome swatching skills. I'm saying that sarcastically. So hopefully the camera can pick it up. It's a very, very light shade. So on the top here is the Dior one, which is that shimmer beige. And then right underneath it is the e.l.f. I'll show you which one it is. It's this one right here. That is the beigey shimmer. Then these 2 shades here, which are more of a cream color. So that is the matte nude. So this one's the Dior. And then on the e.l.f. one, it's this little beige one right here. Sorry, the third one, this one right here, is the Dior. That is the shimmer copper. So you can see it's actually quite a lighter version from the e.l.f. The e.l.f. is quite pigmented. I was actually quite surprised. And that is what I put on my 2 eyelids today. So I have the Dior version of the copper over here, and then I have the e.l.f. version over here. And can you see the difference? Like the e.l.f. is showing up way, way, way more. Like that's incredible. So that's this one. That's that one right there. And then the 4th one, this one is quite incredible. So this one right here is the Dior charcoal. And then that bottom one right there is the e.l.f. one. And it's this one, that top one right there. So look at that, you guys. Can you believe how similar those particular 4 shades are? I think that's just amazing. But I guess the point is that you don't necessarily have to run out and get a $70 eyeshadow palette when you can go and grab, I think these are anywhere between like $3 and $5, some around that ballpark figure. And then just to revisit those 2 eyeshadows, those liquid eyeshadows that I have on my hand, like look at when they stay on, like both of them, like neither one of them are smudging, right? Like here's the Lancome, that one's not budging, and then here's the Covergirl, that one's not budging. Like they really are super stay. Another dupe that this one actually, I think this is probably my 2nd one that I was really impressed with, is bronzer. So we're gonna go head to head with the Nars. This is the shade Laguna 01, and this is the cream bronzer. And we're going to compare that to the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. It's the shade that I'm looking for. It's the shade Tan Lines. Now, this is a beautiful bronzer. Again, have it on that side of my face. I applied it with the Angie Hot and Flashy. This is the A507 brush. Sometimes I use this for blush, but I like it also to apply bronzer. It does melt into the skin, gives a nice luminosity to the skin as well. Very creamy texture. But then when you have the e.l.f., again, this is a really creamy texture as well. They feel exactly the same. Now the shade is slightly different. So this top one is the Nars, and then the bottom one is the e.l.f. But for the formulation, incredible. They feel exactly the same. They both melt into the skin, apply really easily, both of them. I never have any issues with them like going on streaky. They stay all day. Even though they're like a cream, they do really have some staying power. They kind of sink into the skin. I think they both give a really beautiful natural finish and warmth to the skin. I'll just blend them both in, and that's where you can kind of see the true shades come out once they get blended in. So there's the Nars, and then we'll blend in the e.l.f. But see how super blendable they are? Like it's very little effort. There you can see they both, that's kind of where the true color comes out for both of them. How similar they do actually look once they're melting into the skin, but for such a fraction of the price. Like I think the Nars runs about $50 Canadian, something like that. And I think the e.l.f., it's definitely like under $10 Canadian. And one thing I did want to point out about the Nars is it does have some sort of like it has like a little bit of a scent to it. I'm going to compare it. I don't know. It almost smells, it has like a hint of like baby oil smell kind of. If you know what that smells like, that's kind of the scent I'm getting from it. So if you're looking to save your dollars, definitely give the e.l.f. a chance. Now the next two products, just from the shade names, I wasn't sure that they would actually be as comparable as they really truly do end up being. So I'm talking about the lip product I have on today. So the one side is the Tarte. This is the Maracuja Juicy Lip Plumper. So I have the shade, it's Peachy Beige. So I'll apply just a little bit more. If you're familiar with these ones, it's the mechanism where you click the top. Only click is a little bit that you need because you can't get it back down after you click it up. Now the formula is very juicy with these. That kind of gives your lips just a look, like a really juicy look to the lip. That's all I have on today is I'm not wearing any other like lipstick or anything like that. Now, a lot of people were comparing that to, like I'm going to say at the beginning of the year, somewhere around there was like some NYX products that came out that were comparable to those. But I'm going to go down a different route. And actually, e.l.f. came out with a similar product just a few months ago. So this is the e.l.f. This is called the Pout Clout Lip Plumping Pen. But this is the shade Pinky Out. So I did not even think that this was going to be similar because it sounded like it was more of a pink shade. But then when I opened it up, I was like, oh my goodness, this looks like exactly the same shade. It has the clicking mechanism on the bottom. Now a comparison between the two is definitely the Tarte side. I get more of a cooling effect from the Plumping than I do on the e.l.f. I don't really feel a lot of like a cooling or tingling or anything like that on the e.l.f. side. Now these aren't, I'm going to say, super long lasting. So there's the Tarte one right there. And then that is the e.l.f. one over here. So look at how similar they are. Yes, the e.l.f. is a little bit pinky. Like it just has like a little bit more of a pinky undertone to it. But look at how juicy they both look. And like I mentioned, the Tarte definitely does give me more of like a little bit of a plumping kind of feeling to it. Both of them, this is one of the, I guess the only negative about this product is as soon as I apply it, I get that little bit like right here. I'm going to say like the kind of little stringy bit, and that's on both sides. So sometimes I'll just take a Kleenex and go like that and just, it gets rid of all of that. But that's just the nature of the product. And this is around $35 Canadian, and this runs about $10 Canadian. Of both, like look at the shade on both of them on my lips right now. You can't really tell which side is which. So I thought I would just quickly jump on. I have had all the products on for about, I'm going to say about 5 hours now. I'm just in the middle of editing and whatnot, so I just thought I would just quickly pop on and show you how good the drugstore dupes look compared to the high-end. So remember, this is the high-end version here on this side, and this is the drugstore over here. Like, look at how great the foundation is. Like, if you're looking at it in natural light, I'm looking in the viewfinder right now, like I cannot see a difference between the two products. That's quite incredible. And same with the concealer, the bronzer. The only thing I have had to reapply since filming is just the two lip products. They did wear off, but they're not really designed to be a long-lasting type of product. I'm not sure if it has the little gummy stuff going on because I did just to reapply it now. And even the eyeshadows, like the eyeshadows are just, everything just turned out so well. This has to be one of my favorite dupe videos so far. I think I came up with some really good ones and I'm just so happy when I can do that. And then I didn't know if you guys are interested to see kind of what other products that I'm wearing on my face today. I thought I would just quickly show you. So as my primer, I am wearing the Milani Bright Side Illuminating Primer. And I did apply that to both sides evenly with the, so because I wanted to keep the foundation equal on both sides. So that was the primer I was using today. For blush, I went in with the Fenty Cream Blush. This is the shade Petal Poppin'. Just a really pretty pink shade. Very easy to apply because it's a nice cream product. I did Tightline today, so I used my Sephora 12-hour eyeliner, and this is in the shade Tiramisu. That's like my favorite right now. Mascara, I went in with the Anti-Gravity Mascara by Milani. Again, one of my favorites right now. There's days like today, I'm not even wearing any like half lashes or falsies or anything like that. And I just can't believe how much this mascara just gives me that lengthening and volume I'm looking for. So great, great mascara. I did use a cream product in my waterline today, and it's the Tarte The Fake Awake. Love this one. It really does give me just a little bit of brightness to the eye and opens the eye area up, but it doesn't fade as fast as other ones that I've used. And then before I went in with those lip products, I lined the outer of my lip. I didn't fill in the lip this time because I wanted the true colors to come out of the lip product. But for lip liner, I just went in with my MAC. This is the lip pencil in the shade Oak. So just a really, really pretty brown shade, but I wanted to keep it very neutral. So those are the products that I have on my face as well. I also was going to say, leave me a comment down below because I've changed out my lighting system. I've been a little bit, I'm going to say, on the struggle bus with lighting since I moved into my new filming room. And I've been doing different things here and there, trying to change the scenery up and that sort of thing. The lights that I did have for some reason were just kind of giving me like a yellow tone. So let me know if you find this as an improvement. I think it is. We've done a bunch of testing on it and I think it looks better, but you guys let me know. And then also leave me some comments down below whether you have some dupes that you use. I think these are always fun, that trying to come up with products that I can save you guys some money. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe if you're not already. All the products will be linked and listed down below for you guys. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!